Well, well, penny for the guy? I mean, it is Guy Fawkes Day, right? Remember, the 5th of November? Now, I'll grant you that a penny doesn't go very far these days, and frankly, neither does a reference to Guy Fawkes Day. Fawkes was born in 1570. He was a Catholic fanatic and something of a crackpot. He fought for Spain in the religious wars of the very late 16th century, even adopted the name of Guido Fawkes. And then in 1605, he stuffed the basement of the House of Lords with barrels of gunpowder in a plot to blow up the Parliament and King James I. It was a pretty feeble plot. It was discovered. He was rapidly captured, and Parliament was not blown up, though it did prompt the quip that Guy Fawkes may be the only person who ever went to Parliament with absolutely clear intentions. Not even obvious why he wanted to blow up James I. James wasn't a very good king, but he wasn't exactly anti-Catholic. On the other hand, a large proportion of the British population was anti-Catholic, and that's why Guy Fawkes Day was made an official day of Thanksgiving within months of the failure of the plot. That's an aspect of the British identity and the Anglosphere identity that's rather been lost over time. But Daniel Hannan brings attention to this in his book Inventing Freedom, that the Anglosphere understood itself as free and also as militantly Protestant. In part because the threat to English liberty very often did come from absolute Catholic monarchies. But that doesn't really mean that English liberty was Protestant in its origins. After all, the England of Magna Carta and of Robin Hood, and for that matter, the England of Alfred the Great, was Catholic, but it wasn't subservient to the Pope any more than it was to the King. Now, for a long time, the British really got excited about Guy Fawkes Day. They had bonfires, they made these effigies and burned them, first the Pope and then of Guy Fawkes, and that's where kids would construct an effigy and go around begging for a penny for the guy. But celebration of Guy Fawkes Day gradually died out. One reason in North America is that George Washington actively sought to suppress it during the Revolutionary War. Partly that was because he wanted to win the sympathy of Catholic Quebecers, and partly was he just didn't like sectarian bigotry. Neither did Queen Victoria, and so there was pressure against the holiday in the 19th century. In fact, the observance of the 5th of November Act, passed shortly after the plot, was repealed in 1859. And as religious hatreds have died down throughout the English-speaking world, the day seemed more and more an anachronism. As a matter of fact, the British don't celebrate it nearly the way they used to. Instead, they've adopted our sensible North American custom, where you carve something ugly onto a gourd and put a light inside it, and then you dress up as something scary and you go around demanding that people give you candy or perform some unspecified trick instead of all that silly nonsense about remember the 5th of November, gunpowder, treason, and plot. I see no reason why gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Well, there are good reasons why it should be forgot. I'm sorry that the festivities have died away. I hate to see a tradition perish. But the truth is that tolerance of things that are not harmful is one of the great strengths of the Anglosphere and its system of liberty. And if it's too bad for Guy Fawkes effigies and bonfires, well, it's too bad for them. Halloween's a pretty good holiday anyway.